Lawrence.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How is everybody?
Yeah, how are you guys at home?
Yeah.
Is everything
I
good?
mean, they don't answer us because they
No?
can't answer us,
Oh,
but we can just assume that they're doing well. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So November is treating you so-so.
Grey November. Yeah, November's treating me so-so. Grey, miserable day here.
Aww.
Lockdowns apparently going to be starting everywhere.
That
I don't know about Germany, but Netherlands, Austria already
it's
bars, restaurants.
my wife is taking a plane tomorrow, so I hope
To
she's
where?
coming back to Malta. To
She's
her,
going to Malta.
yeah, to Malta.
Well,
She
make sure the goodbye is a very meaningful one.
very. Oh gosh.
You'll see her again in February next
Oh
year.
my goodness.
They are locking
Uh,
everything down,
yeah,
Anna.
yeah, yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
I mean,
Malta is quite safe, so I am a little bit happy about that. But yeah, so many things are going down, and yeah, there's the European Team Championship running today, right?
yeah, that's right. The European
So
team.
that's another question. Will this survive, or will it end like the
Well,
candidates tournament that
I guess
after?
they're gonna put it. I guess they're gonna see it through somehow.
I wouldn't bet on
It's
it.
in Slovenia, right? So it's
Yeah.
very small, so it's kind of a bit more controlled. But Slovenia is also,
It's it
unfortunately,
has so many borders to the
borders.
countries which
Yeah,
are closing. When you were talking about
exactly.
Austria, that's not too far, is it? Right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
around the corner. You can drive to Austria from
yeah.
Slovenia, and it's
So yeah, fingers crossed. I don't want to
no
think
idea.
about all this dark stuff. I want to solve beautiful trends tactics.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's.
let's go for that. And for you at home, of course, let us try to use our brains for some nice tactics here, and we will try to progress in the play chess training arena as well.
We've seen a bunch of these. We've seen this one. We're going to start with this one today.
Okie dokie.
So
So
this is the game Abrosimov against Krupenko from Daugavpils. I don't know where
I'm
that is.
afraid I haven't heard
Let's have a
any
look
of
where
those three things you just mentioned.
It's a city in Latvia. Did you know
Oh,
that?
no, I didn't. No.
Daugav.
I have the feeling it's the Latvian week at the moment. First, there was, of course, the tournament in
It
Riga.
was.
Then Matthias Deutschmann was having a nice talk about Vitolinch. Vitolinch, yeah.
Vitaly.
I've never heard about him before, but he.
Who?
Um,
I've never heard of him as well.
give me 1 second. It's actually quite fascinating because
Okay.
Alvis Vitolinch,
Oh,
that's his
right. I
name,
really don't
and
know who he is.
he played some very exciting games against the Sicilian defense.
Ah.
So also Latvia, and now we have another place in Latvia which we have to solve here. Okay, so we are
Yeah.
white apparently.
So we are white. So, I mean, the situation is clear. This is the sort of position that could come out from a number of different openings, right? It could
True.
come from a Sicilian. It could come from some Queen's Pawn openings, like a Samish.
Yeah.
Lots of different openings, right? But the situation is clear. It's who gets there first. Is Black going to crash through on the queen side with queen takes a2 and mate white, or is white going to crash through first? Now, what does your instinct tell you here?
White will
Who is
win.
faster?
White
Yeah,
will win.
the instinct is that with white to move, really that extra tempo is too much. But we have to be kind of careful because the most natural move in the position, which is what, Anna?
Queen G7 check.
Well, no, queen g7. Well, sure, but I mean, we can't play that because the
Oh,
knight
the most natural
takes.
would be taking the G pawn, right?
Exactly. So h takes g6 is obviously going to be met by f takes g6, and suddenly this rook on a7
Yeah, it's there for a
forms
reason.
exactly. It's there for a reason. So white needs to find something else. Now, before you find that something else, you then have to find another concept. So
Jeez.
Sorry, you have to. You see, the initial concept is easy, but finding the follow-up is the hard part.
Okay. Now,
So, yes.
so I've while you were talking a bit about this position, I've been already having my candidate moves in
Okay,
place
let's
here,
hear them.
and actually Queen G7 is a bit tempting for a couple of reasons.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
of course, there's only one move to counter, which is always pretty good to get a bit of a better analysis, in my opinion. The
Okay.
knight has to take back. So if I place my knight to h6, the king can only go to
h8.
h8. And then after h takes g6, the question is, am I fast enough to checkmate
You're not really
here?
threatening anything there, right? For a start, I can go f takes g6 in the worst case scenario. Right?
That is unfortunately true.
But it's a good thing to always keep on your mind for this queen sacrifice as a forcing line. But no, that's not correct here.
Now, is there a way on how to get rid of this rook on a7 or block it somehow? Also, I don't see it. And g6 is very tempting. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that is a one. That, by the way, I'm solving tactics every day now, meanwhile,
Yeah.
right? I think I mentioned
Yeah.
this last time already. There's a little
Yes.
app, a little game, where you have only a couple of squares on the chessboard, and there's still tactic checkmates which you have to solve.
Oh,
It's really
okay,
cleverly, it's really cleverly made.
What's
It's,
that, an app?
yeah, I forgot the name, but you
Okay.
just have like 8 squares, maybe 10, sometimes 16, and there's even different shapes of the squares. Yeah, but I'm trying to just avoid to think about it more quietly here about this position. Okay, so there's of course queen takes h7.
Right. Now we're cooking.
That looks pretty good. Because
looks very
actually,
good.
yeah, this
Okay.
looks very, very convincing. So the king takes back. A check on g6. And now
Correct,
the king
double check.
has two moves. I don't... Yeah, and actually only one move, because king g6 is rook h6 check.
Correct.
Mate.
So
So it has to be to king g8.
correct. So
Oop,
king g8. So
oop.
that everybody can get there. The
Yeah.
question is what next?
Yes. So okay. Now the pawn is on g6. That
Yeah.
could be helpful. So there's some options. After g7, there's another mate threat, which is good.
But g7 isn't actually the first move you look at there, right? You try and threaten mate in one. So I would say the more correct way of approaching is to threaten mate in one in the more standard way, which is what?
Oh, what would that be? Mate in one in the more standard way. Ooh. Oh.
So queen takes h7 check, king
Yeah.
takes h7, h takes g6 check, king g8,
Yeah.
and then there is an absolutely
A
standard.
monster standard move.
Yeah.
Oh, is it just like rook g to h1?
Correct. Rook g to h1 is the first move you look at because you threaten, you're activating the only rook that isn't participating, and you threaten mate in one on h8.
Okay.
Okay, and then you try and look for responses for black, and it's clear that black only has one move, which is what? He actually only has one move to avoid mate in one.
Is it taking g6?
Taking
Yeah, right?
g6. And now when you follow through with rook h8 check, king f7, it still looks dangerous,
But
because you then have rook 1 to h7 check.
And then the bishop goes, the knight goes to g7, and then
Exactly.
the rook takes g7,
Takes
and it's
g7.
checkmate.
Is it checkmate? Really focus in there.
Damn it. King e8.
Correct.
Out of a sudden, this move where the knight was is
Exactly.
free.
And actually, a really important detail there is that the knight on c4 is actually protecting d6.
Yeah,
And this is very important. I'll show everybody now at
that
home.
knight on c4 is a party pooper.
It's a party pooper because here, after f takes g6, rook h8 check, king f7, rook here check, knight g7, rook takes g7, king e8. If this knight were not on c4, white could continue knight takes d6 check, king d8, and rook takes f8 would be mate, or mate in 2. So the knight on c4 actually holds, and here white does not have checkmate and is in fact losing. So then we have to reassess. Okay, so king g8, rook dh1, rook gh1 is not mate. So how can white find a mate? And it is based on the theme that you began with in the start.
Oh, okay.
Or it's a variation of that theme.
So I'm having this idea. Rook h8 check, king takes. Bishop
Okay.
g7 check. King.
We don't have a bishop, you mean pawn g7.
Pawn. What am I talking about? Pawn g7 check.
Knight takes?
Knight takes. h1 check. King has to go back. No, it doesn't.
Very cute.
Doesn't have to go
Well,
back.
it doesn't. Knight h5 also exists there,
Yeah.
right? Which is a bit annoying.
That is a bit annoying, unfortunately. So,
But why give up the rook?
yeah, so why not just push to g7?
Just g7 immediately.
That has to be it, right? Yeah.
Now we're threatening this mate here. So black has to take.
Yes.
Knight takes g7.
So now the question is how. Okay, I found it already. Okay, it's pretty straightforward actually.
Okay.
Nice. So knight h5, h6 check. Still me and coordinates.
You sure?
It's terrible. I'm not sure anymore. No.
If you go here, I go here. That's the problem.
Yes. Okay, let's turn this back. Oh, that's such a pity. Why is this?
So there's only one other move here, right? That can possibly be acceptable.
Well, now it has to be also not. Or is it? Yeah, it has to be rook to h1.
Rook to h1. Okay.
So
now you're threatening mate.
After the
and
knight
after
takes.
knight takes f5, which is pretty much, if f6, of course, you play the standard g6.
Yeah.
Right?
That looks quite convincing.
But even this, knight takes f5. Let's carry on.
I take the knight back, I think. I have to.
You just want to take back immediately. Wow,
yeah.
That's very strong. That's very strong. And now you're just saying you want to go check and checkmate, and there's nothing.
I think that it is, right? Yeah.
That is pretty much it. I don't think there's a way around that. So black is a full queen up here, but this mate threat is unstoppable.
Not enough.
Okay. So if I go knight takes f5 immediately.
I wonder if I also just take back.
Yeah, you just take that. That's very cute. Yeah. So rook h8 check is a blunder.
Yes, that
because now after
work.
here check, and now here, the knight covers the h6 square, and if you take, I can obviously just take, and my king is out of
white will lose.
White should lose this position, but yeah, the cute move is this quiet move. E takes f5, threatening f6 or threatening check, and then here, oops, and then here, and there's actually no way to escape because f6.
So there's one last escape I am thinking of, which is crazy, but it is queen takes c2 check.
Well, that's the move. Queen takes c2, king takes c2,
knight e3,
knight e3,
king, I don't know,
e3,
and knight takes f5.
Okay, you have to see all the way here, white to play in this position and win.
So I was right with that move. Terrible. Yes. That is terrible news.
Good news. White has got many ways of getting a great position.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, we just give two nice checks, and after that,
I think you've got an even better move than that here.
Is that so? Yeah, it is just g6, right?
No, not g6.
Also not.
No, g6 could throw it away.
There's a reason why the king went to d3.
Yes.
He's going to e4 now.
What a beautiful move, you know?
Tricky.
And the point is
That is a nice one.
now after knight e7, rook h8 check you can play, but as it turns out, I mean, rook h8 check doesn't actually completely win because black has got king takes g5, and actually you don't win. Look at that. So here, there's no way to win the rook. Rook takes f8, king takes h7.
Very difficult, yeah.
Yeah, and if here, but actually, as it turns out, white has got another quiet move.
Oh, come on. What kind of game is this?
In the form of f4. And now it's winning because now you are threatening all the checks, or you're threatening just to go f4, f5. So black pretty much has to take.
Boy.
Now you give the check, and the difference is here you can check on f4 with knight. And here, and finally you take the rook. And if black decides to go rook c8, now you can just go f5, king f8, rook h8, knight g8, and something like this. And despite being all the pawns down, you're completely winning because you've got many different ideas here. You can bring the knight in via f6. Maybe just going g6 is going to be good enough as well. Although this might be a better...
How funny how safe the white king is, although it's like
Amazing.
Far from everything. And
but it's just the fact that black has this desperado and then white uses actually the king as an attacking piece. It's quite astonishing.
It's beautiful. That is
an unbelievable.
And it's crazy that I never ever... I mean, there's so many tactics, of course, and you're finding the right tactics. That's why it's called Trent's Tactics after all, but that is... very, very, very nice. I've never seen it before. I think this is worth like being famous. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, it should be a famous. I also didn't before I was researching it. I also didn't.
Excellent. Yeah, please.
This one is a lot easier. So this one is a bit of a cool down. It's a game of the famous Neshmetdinov. Who does that name ring a bell, Arne? Do you know Neshmetdinov?
Unfortunately, not.
No. Wow. Okay, this is going to be critical education for you.
Oh, well, it is queen takes h6.
Well, hold on. No, before. No. We got to talk about. we got to talk about Neshmetdinov.
All right.
Neshmetdinov, Rashid, was basically one of the most fearsome attacking players in the 50s and 60s. He never got the Grandmaster title, as it turns out. But he has some of the most famous attacking displays, including a famous queen sacrifice game in a Sicilian. I think he also played some beautiful games against Tal in his time. And, some of the famous masters of the 50s and 60s used to compliment Neshmetdinov on his unbelievable... I mean, he was basically... if Mikhail Tal is Bitcoin, then Neshmetdinov is Litecoin. He's the silver to the gold of the Mikhail Tal. He has a number of brilliancies, and in fact, there's Neshmetdinov's Best Game of Chess. Good little book.
The cryptocurrency analogy.
Well, I mean, it's on the brain. So Neshmetdinov playing white here. Yeah, you should definitely check out his games. I mean, he even has some just brilliant moves. He had a game against Polygaevsky with black, which was unbelievable, and you definitely got to check him out. Right?
Okay.
I mean, it's unclear as well why he never got the Grandmaster title, by the way. Oh, and he was also, I think, really good at checkers.
Okay.
Damen.
Yes, checkers, absolutely. There's one of my all-time favorite chess videos I have watched is the part where Ivanchuk is playing checkers.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
I don't know who against whom, but it is.
It was against Jabava.
Yeah, yes, thank you. And it was in the ceremony where he won the first prize, I think,
He
right?
did, yeah.
And while he's on the so first of all, he's rushing to receive his prize because he's playing checkers, a bit behind the scene. He's rushing to the podium, takes his trophy, and while he's on the podium, you can see him like,
Calculating.
and then he's running back and wins the checkers game against that. It's just beautiful. It's hilarious.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. He got really into checkers, Ivanchuk, which is quite interesting. Not many chess players go from chess to checkers to get into it, especially when they've just won the Rapid World Championships. But that was fun. But yeah. So
Have you ever?
novels.
Sorry, have you ever played Chinese checkers?
Chinese checkers?
Chinese chess.
Chinese chess I've played, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you
Chinese
like it?
Chess? Oh, it's been so many years.
Oh, okay.
I don't really have an opinion. It's been that long.
I see.
Shogi is very interesting to me.
Shogi, yeah.
Japanese chess, because it's very similar. And I actually did start to learn, like, I remember being on, when I used to travel, because I used to be on planes and going to tournaments. Back in those days, I used to watch shogi videos on the plane on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So Matthew Sadler, for example, has done some excellent videos on shogi with Natasha Reagan.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Anyways, so yeah,
Neshmedinov
playing Borisenko, and it's white to play. And you already guessed the first move.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it's a warm up. I think, I don't know why, but it looks pretty obvious for me. So it is knight takes h6.
Queen takes h6.
My goodness.
That's all right.
So I can't even get the coordinations wrong, right? But also the piece names. Anyway, well, the king doesn't have to necessarily take. That's the thing I didn't calculate. But
well, I mean, we don't need to calculate.
Yeah. It's already checkmate. Good, perfect.
So he has to take.
Then, and that's the nice thing, the knight goes to e6 check.
Yeah, key
discovered
check, right? Covering this square.
And beautifully, it seems as if, well, if the king goes to g6, the pawn goes to e5, I believe.
Yeah, discover check. So this is all about discover check. The king comes to h5, only move.
And I actually thought that was already everything, but it isn't. Damn. Okay. Oh,
so why? You get this far. Now we need to find that.
I've come this far. Why is it not working? So maybe I would spray in another knight check on f4.
Knight f4 here.
So there's 3 moves for the king, though.
Knight f4 probably still does win, but I might, in the worst case, just go king h6 and claim that you have to repeat. So it's not knight f4.
True. Oh, uncomfy. Should I just take the queen back?
No.
That cannot be it. Mistake. No, it would be terrible. Oh, okay. So what about another bishop check on d1? Because that will lead.
And if king takes pawn?
That must g3 and knight to f4 checkmate.
Yeah, that's mate.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Okay.
But what happens if the king
I have to go back. That's the only other move.
Yeah. Ah, okay. That's Oh no, it's not okay.
Why is it not okay?
A pawn check on h5, and the king can go to f5.
But do we carry on?
Oh, it is again the knight to d4 check.
Amazing, mate, and that's the game. Look at that, stunning, no? Absolutely stunning position.
How?
Yeah, exactly.
What a game! If you see tactics yourself, does it like warm you up to play chess again, like maybe online or against somebody else to get like some kind of beautiful combination in the best case? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I can find some inspiration in doing tactics problems sometimes. I can, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know when I'm going to play chess again, but whenever that is. You know, the World Rapid and Blitz Championships have been scheduled this year.
Yeah.
Arne. But it's the same old story. It happens on Christmas Day.
Yes, I saw that you tweeted
Yeah.
in a bit of a disappointment, of course. Yeah.
It's, you know what it is? It's more a personal disappointment because I'm never able to play it. I would love to play the World Rapid and Blitz, like a dream of mine. But I'm never able to play it because it always happens on Christmas Day. And, you know, I'm spending time with family and friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of people made the comparison that a lot of other sports have to do it. But I would say that in some cases that's true. But in most cases, people don't understand that this is a 5-day event, right?
Yeah.
Plus the travel days. And they compare it to things like football. Well, if I'm playing for Chelsea on Boxing Day and I'm playing Man United, right, I can still spend my day, my majority of my Christmas day at home.
And your Christmas money too.
And the Christmas money. The point is, I only have to travel up and down the country, or travel for a few hours. I don't have to travel halfway around the world to Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And I think most sports don't have that problem. If you look at the NFL, for example, it's the same thing. They're only gone for 1 or 2 days. They're not gone for a full week. That's the annoying thing. And then, of course, I understand the counter arguments that it's the best time because it's good for TV. People can watch it at home. That's true. There is TV rights with Norwegian state broadcaster, which is true. You know, etc. And obviously, a lot of people don't celebrate Christmas who are playing that tournament.
Yeah.
You know? So I do
thing,
understand the counter arguments. It's just such a shame because it's really the only tournament that I would want to ever play.
Well, I guess you can. I mean, I did that something too. I think I was once in my life I was working over Christmas and New Year, and it was kind of, I think it was my early 20s, and I was valuing those days a lot. So I made this commitment because I kind of needed the money back then, right? So I just took this as an opportunity to talk to my family and tell them, good, we'll meet together up in January the 5th,
right,
and celebrate this a bit after. And they were, of course, understand. They said, that's good that you're doing this. That's good that you're in this situation, you're doing this. So I think it's great that you value your family a lot, that you say like, well, I want to spend the time with the family in this case. So this is important. This is very, very good. So it's, yes, I know that you want to commit and play this one day, but maybe you can have an arrangement. Because, for example, this year I will see my mother on the 29th of December, because a part of the other family is coming on the 29th. They have their other commitments, and that's fine. My God, Christmas, yes.
Yeah, it's just because I haven't been home for so long as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it's important to have this, and then of course to see. Probably this is a date where all the family gets together. Then in this case, at least in the Western European parts of the countries, in most cases, yeah. So, but there will be a day, of course, for you where you will have the rapid. You will probably play them.
Well, let's see. If not, it's not the end of the world, is it? But it would just be a nice experience to play that one. Okay. What do we do? One more, or do we want to do...
no, let's have one more. Yeah, absolutely. We just had two. Let's get one more going.
We're actually playing with black here, so I'll switch the board.
Oh, that looks good.
This one, I think you'll get as well.
I mean, there's immediately some moves. So is there something... Who's this from? What did they do?
This is Agdamos against Rubinetti.
Well, if you ask me, you don't know Agdamos and Rubinetti, then I would say
Rubinetti is actually a relatively famous player. Agdamos, I don't know.
So, of course, it has to be queen takes e3. There's no other way, right?
King takes.
So, and then you might have to also automatically follow up with this move, exactly.
Correct.
But then it gets difficult, right? Okay, there's two moves. King d3 or king f4. f4 looks like it's settled with e5 check.
What's the problem with king d3?
What is the problem with d3, king d3? So actually, bishop f2, checkmate.
Yeah, bishop f2 is mate in
Oh,
one. If I was playing this game, though, of course, I wouldn't play bishop f2. I would play bishop g1 because
style points.
yeah, you get extra points for style. So okay, so king d3 runs into mate in one. King f4.
So
Okay,
it should go like this: e5 check.
correct. So e5
King
check.
has to go to f5.
Yeah,
No, there's more
or it
moves.
can go to g5. I mean, there are a couple of moves. So what happens if it goes to g5? Does that help black or not?
Probably after h6, g5, it's mate, right?
Yeah, so if h6, king h4, g5 is indeed mate.
So that's the only option. I would
so king
sacrifice. I would sacrifice my knight, g6 check.
G6 check here. Okay, but this is the moment where you get this far and you have to be.
And I'm getting a bit lazy. I have to
yeah.
be. I'm just like throwing in moves. That's not how it's
Exactly.
supposed to be
That's
solved.
not how it works.
So
No,
sorry.
because if you blunder this knight and you don't make the king, you look like an idiot, right?
I feel like an idiot already. Okay, now let us
Okay.
think all together. You at home as well.
Yes.
How to continue here?
How to continue?
So how many spots does the king have left? This is always a question I ask myself. Only one. It's g5. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
So what would happen if I would put in a quiet move? I mean, there must be like, aren't there like 12 different ways on how to checkmate? They just some take longer, some
I
take
would say
less
there are
long.
at least two ways to convert this position. Yes.
So my first thought is rook to c6
Nice.
to give space for the bishop on c8 to actually give an important check, and then the king will be stopped with h6 checkmate and g5 checkmate, right?
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Whoa,
Yeah,
wow.
that's it. So rook c6, knight e4, check. King here, check. And now you. Well, actually, I kind of. Yeah. So there was this, but then there was a check, and that's why the rook on c6. I should have pointed that out. And actually, there was a bit more here. Here you had to find rook d6, but it's mate. After.
Is it?
Apparently, bishop takes.
Oh my gosh.
d8. Wait, where's the mate here? Rook h6, king g4, knight f6, king f5, rook h5.
Oh, okay. So what happens if you do take the knight with the queen?
Well, then, okay, but then you're just a piece down, right? So in the worst case, black is just a piece up. And in the best case, it might still be mate somehow. But in fact, you know what? I think rook c6 was played, but I wonder if here after king f5, whether rook c5 is even better. Similar idea, you're threatening all the stuff.
Knight e4.
Knight e4. Maybe.
Knight e4 blocks this beautiful e5 pawn.
What's the difference here? No, maybe it is just rook c6. Maybe this is just the best way. Knight e4. Check, check. Yeah, knight takes e4, bishop takes h3 is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to do this.
Annoying.
And yeah, this is a blunder because of g4 and white survives here apparently. So you have to go here, and yeah, the worst case scenario is you end up a piece up, which is always a good situation. And yeah, and then this variation is quite kooky, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter where he puts the king, on g5 or g4, it's made here. Unbelievable, really, chasing that king around. But the important thing, the thing to take away from that example is the quiet move, right? So in a lot of these king hunts that we've seen, that's been the theme of today.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. This is what I wanted to ask you. King hunt, nice theme, yeah.
Yeah, so it's drawing the king out into the into the open,
into
right?
the
via a
wild.
queen. Yeah, and there have been queen sacks, by the way, in both of these last examples,
Mm-hmm.
right? Queen sacks to draw the king out into the open.
Queen sacks and king hacks.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. There's always seemingly a quiet move in the middle of the combinations. You go check, 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 and then you find a quiet move in order to prepare. And if you give too many checks, a lot of the time you blow it.
Yeah. Yes. Good
Yes.
one. Very, very, very nice. I like that. Thanks a lot, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's continue our mission to evolve in the rating list. We only have a couple of weeks left before it's 2022. What a nice year. 2022 sounds very, very nice.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Not as good as 2020 though, but yeah.
Not as good as 2020, and not as good as 1999 or 2000.
No, yeah, or
But
gosh.
much
Now
better.
actually I think 2022 is pretty boring.
Much better than 1939.
Oh, much better. Gosh.
Much better than that. 1918 was no good. 1929.
Even 2001 was a bit
2001 was
weird.
pretty bad. 2008 was pretty horrible.
Oh
Few
yeah.
horrible years.
Oh yeah. Well,
2022.
apologies to everybody who's born in one of those years, because you are there.
Apologies.
It makes it a bit special again.
It's special for you guys.
So,
all right.
Yeah, are you? Yeah, you have to reshare, I think, because
I have to reshare.
yeah, so we can see your browser.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
I got it. Now I have to make us a bit smaller again so we can see everything.
Okay.
And here we go. Perfect.
All right. This one's simple to start off with.
Our rating at the moment, 2021. Can you believe it? Okay, so
21. Nearly. Yeah, nearly.
So isn't it just knight check? My
Queen check.
goodness, what is wrong with me?
I don't know. But it's all right. That was a 1600 one.
Yeah.
So next position. Okay, this is mate in
We
one.
gained
won't
a
spend
point.
too-
We gained another point. That's great. It's a
This one
warming
is
up.
Too easy. This is too easy. All right. Now this one is also too easy. I can see mate in
It's
two, right?
exactly
So I'm gonna stop when there's one where I think requires
some more things.
Well, this one is just winning the piece, I think. So this one isn't that exciting. You just remove the rook and then win the knight. So that's definitely not exciting.
Oh, look, I would have moved. Can you? Is there a chance?
Oh, back?
Yeah, is there a chance?
No.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. We will never find it again.
We won't find it again.
Okay. I thought like the bishop moving in between to pin the rook.
Yeah, no, that didn't work.
But I think it doesn't even work. Yeah, stupid. Good. So here's a difficult one. That's good.
This one I've already solved. So
You solved it. All right.
Yes.
Well, good for you, Lawrence. Very happy.
Pretty straightforward, actually. Shouldn't be given this difficulty rating.
What?
I mean, you go with the forcing.
Okay. Is it just queen d3 check and then you just...
No, I don't think so. Queen d3, king e1.
And then I take the knight.
Yeah, you take the
C2.
knight, but it doesn't look like the end of the world for white. You know, he's got moves like queen g2 there, or maybe he can even take the rook on c2. I don't see it. I would probably go
okay, so I just take the... okay, it took a while. I just take the knight on c2.
Yeah, just
can only be taken back with the king, and that is actually a bit more of an advantage here.
And it actually says solved, but just to explain, if the king takes,
that's
now,
a
of
nice
course,
check.
we come back, and the point is here we got this, and then mate.
Oh, I didn't even see the mate. I just thought we will get the rook.
You can take the rook,
with
but the mate is
so lucky
much
to have you here. Okay.
Go. Next. Okay, simple.
Pawn
Just
move.
mate in one. Yeah, it's just mate in one. So next. Okay, very simple here.
My God, I feel so stupid.
No.
Oh.
But we're trying to get to that 2200 rating before Christmas, right?
All right, yes, you're right. So that's a difficult one.
Well, it says difficult, but they're not.
Rook takes g3.
Yeah, exactly.
Must be it.
You don't have to
Taking
think
back.
too much. Take.
And
it says
taking
solved.
back. Yeah,
after
yeah, of
king
course,
here,
that is solved,
we
kind of.
take here. So you see it.
Okay.
Okay, this one
Tough.
here.
Black
easy.
to move and win. Tough.
Easy. Super easy. Like.
Yes, it is. It is. Bishop to f1 check. Queen.
No, actually, I think that's a. I don't think that's it.
Oh, it's a trap, right?
That's the trap.
Damn it.
Because bishop f1, maybe there he can go rook h3 also, or knight h3.
So is it...
And might still be winning. But...
Knight f2 check?
Knight f2 check, king h2, bishop... Yeah, king h2, bishop f1, knight h3. No, knight f2 check, king h2.
Lawrence, stay like this. I just have to pee quickly. Don't move. I'm back in 2 minutes.
All right, I'm ready.
Apologies. I had to drink so much water.
That's okay. Water is good for you. Okay, so we didn't get this. So bishop f1, knight takes f2 are not right. So you look for the ultimate forcing move. What is the ultimate forcing move in chess? It's not just a check. It's a certain kind of check.
It's the... Oh, it is. Oh, I'm so stupid. I thought it didn't work, but it does, of course. It's a G2 check.
A discovered double check.
Yes, because I thought, why don't you just take with the rook? But of course you cannot, because the queen also gave check. And that should lead to checkmate.
We just have the standard mate here. There we go.
Oh,
all
nice
right,
one.
On
Thanks.
to the next one. Okay, this one is easy. Checkmate in 2.
Ah, okay. Queen takes c4, check. And the bishop to d3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next position. This one here is super easy. Yeah, I mean, this is just not even a position, so we carry on. Let's see if we get a hard one today.
Oh, 2,400. It's the hardest we had.
Yeah, this one is the hardest we've had ever. I was about to say this one I'm going to have to think about. So, black to play and win.
Now, I immediately see knight c2, knight takes d4, and then the threat to take e2.
That doesn't look convincing to me. Knight c2, rook takes a5, knight takes d4.
It looks that this here looks like it's nothing.
Yeah. does look like nothing, but it is black to play.
Crazy. Wow.
I think I have...
I'm intimidated.
I think I have an idea.
King d5, also not who?
I think I have an idea.
You think, huh? Oh, is it a4?
B takes A4.
Then B3.
A5.
Then B2.
Rook B1.
And then... Ah! It's nothing. Okay, Lawrence, help me, please.
Well, I'm still kind of thinking about it.
Wow,
to be
this
honest,
is a crazy
I
difficult
think
one.
the answer is actually knight. It's close. I really want it to be knight D1 check. Straight away. The idea being after rook takes D1 A4, but then bishop F5. I'm not completely convinced. I don't think that is right,
This
actually.
bishop. Gosh.
This one is hard.
Shall we get a hint?
Wait a second.
to-
Knight C2,
okay.
rook A5.
We're still an amateur. I'm a bit... It's a bit rude. Our rank.
They're still giving us amateur rank?
Yeah.
Sucks.
Well, maybe.
A4,
maybe
bishop
for a
F5,
reason.
A3. Not convincing. The other one I wanted to do was A4, B takes A4, and then knight D1 check.
And then the two pawns are advancing.
Yeah, but I'm still not convinced.
I
Knight,
can't-
because he's also just got king E1.
Yeah. So
Then
knight...
but then we go knight C3 and B3. Sorry, then we're getting somewhere. I think it's A4 followed by knight D1 check. Should we try?
Wow.
It's
Oh
not.
my gosh.
That's my first mistake on the show.
But you made the first move correct. So we already gained a lot of points with this.
Then it must
we
be
just
B3.
just took a little bit.
It must be B3 first and then knight D1 check.
Oh, so I was also
You're
correct
right,
at one
B3,
point,
A5.
maybe.
B3, A5, and then it wants to go knight D5, maybe. Because then rook B1, you've got rook takes E2 check and knight C3. I think it's B3.
Yes, you got
No!
it, Lawrence.
No,
what?
it's not.
It's not
It's
B3?
Not B3. Maybe it's something sick like king D5.
So what happens if...
Wow, it might be
Something
king
sick.
D5, you know? And then just use the king. Damn.
So what is when the... Okay, now my last chance, and if we
Yeah.
cannot get it, then we get a hint.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it is the knight to D5.
No.
Okay, let's get a
King
hint.
B8? No.
Let's get a hint.
Attack a rook. Knight
Oh,
C2. I don't get it. Okay, rook B1. Yeah, and now?
Well, knight takes D4, I guess. No, is it?
If rook takes B4, I didn't... No, it's not.
Oh no.
Just B takes A4. Because we're protecting the pawn. That's so dumb. And now
we can even sacrifice the rook, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not necessary because takes knight D4, king D3, knight F5, rook B4 is
Oh yeah, rook
strong.
B4.
But we can just go
rook
knight
B4.
D4, surely. Yeah.
Oh, that was tough. We actually gained no points with this one.
Yeah, that's okay. And then they give us the dummy one.
They were like, oh gosh, they're not that far yet. Still
This
amateur.
one is easy.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Oh no, it wants us to go here then. And now C4. Oh no! Wow.
Okay, we are on a different level here. Now we're strong amateur out of a sudden.
Oh, what were we?
We have a new
before?
rank. We just got a new rank. We're strong amateur.
Maybe we
Feels
just take
feels
it.
good.
Yeah, okay. I can deal with strong amateur.
But we're losing points, Lawrence. We have to.
I know. I'm gonna quickly get us back to where we were, real quick.
Oh.
D6. What about this one? Queen D6, King C8, Bishop A5 looks just very winning. All right.
Okay, we're back at where we were.
Here, I mean, take, king e5, king d7, king f6, king e8 is probably winning. King g7, king e7, some kind of h4 and g4 is probably winning. I mean, I guess they want us to do this. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, it doesn't even want to carry on. Okay. So we're back to where we were, 2171.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay, this one is easy. This is for you, Arne.
Okay, is it though? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, okay. Bishop takes d2.
Yep.
And a check on b3.
Okay, let's go. Carry on. Okay, this one is...
That's maybe
easy.
for me.
Yep.
Mm.
You've got this. I believe.
Is it... Oh.
I mean, it's nothing too fancy, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Look at all the pieces.
So... Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for the tip. Queen b5 check.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And then you take the rook.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Okay, we can get it. We can do it.
I think we can get to 2200 today. Okay, easy peasy. Let's go.
Easy peasy. Oh, yeah, it's checkmate, right? Yeah. That is easy peasy, luckily. Gosh, why can you see it so fast? I feel so
done
stupid.
It a million times.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, this one is not... See, for example, this one is not...
Is it check on f1?
Yeah, I mean, that's the move. And after king takes?
After king takes it... queen b1?
Ah, no, I see it.
Oh, no, it's just a check on d1, right?
King e2?
And then we take the rook?
You can do that.
Or no, we checkmate. We queen queen d3.
Queen d3, king f2.
Oh no. Then it's queen g4 check.
Yeah, queen
and
g4,
then we fork.
It's actually mate.
Is it mate? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually.
But it will.
Oh. It doesn't even let us.
Oh,
do
okay.
it.
Okay.
But that was mate. That other one.
Nice.
Okay.
Only one more. Come on. We got this.
This one here, I kind of. Yeah, I've got this one. Okay. See if you can get this one.
I've done this a million times, was his answer. In a blitz or in a bullet game, I would play knight to d4, but here I don't think it's correct.
It's not knight to d4, no. This is cute, but this is just pattern.
Oh. I'm a little interested in...
trying to get to the king.
Wow, I'm lost at the moment. I don't know how to get to the king here. Why?
Think about moves that break open positions.
Well, it's e4 would be one.
Yeah, I think it's e4 with the idea that after takes we can check.
That's how far I was.
Yeah, and after king here, where it doesn't allow you to do it, I think what it wants is to play this move. And after pawn takes rook to now go knight e5.
Oh my gosh,
and the
that's
point
so
is knight
great.
takes f3 is mate, and if you go queen e2 now you can take here, and you're hitting this.
2200!
Hey, we hit it on the nose.
You can unshare the screen. That was very... we hit it on the nose. Wow, that was so much fun. What a nice... this was definitely our nicest episode, in my opinion. Yeah, it still needs some time until the people get used to this new format.
Yes.
If you like it, share it, tell others about it. If it's just for a lot of fun tactics, it's also some fun anecdotes. It's also some personal stories and all of that. And we see each other next week.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week.
Bye-bye.